Hello. If you think that the proposed development is good for the New Forest, then you would be as keen as we are in Ringwood to ensure that the Transport Assessment, TA, is robust and accurate. Because if it is not accurate, you run the risk of creating unsustainable development that may cost NFDC taxpayers considerable sums to rectify in the near future. To ensure that we had accurate information, we engaged at our own expense the services of a professional transport consultant, David Bell from LGPS Resources. David has over 30 years' experience as a transport consultant, working for both developers and local authorities. He was the first person to introduce speed humps to the UK, but we won't hold that against him. David's first finding was that the TA had used traffic data from several places, such as the West Midlands, Nottingham, Essex, etc. Are these places really like Ringwood or the New Forest? These locations have typically good cheap bus services connecting local housing estates to the centre of town. From June, Ringwood will have one service per hour that finishes by 6 p.m. and does not operate on a Sunday. Consequently, car usage is greater in Ringwood than you would find in towns with better local bus services. Ringwood's geographical location lies halfway between Bournemouth, Poole, Salisbury and Southampton. Thus it attracts many commuters because of these excellent road links. Therefore car usage is likely to be higher than other towns in the locality. David Bell then compared the TA's traffic generation to the averages for Hampshire and Surrey. His conclusion was that during the morning peak, the TA underestimated traffic by 33%. If he is right, then there could be another 700 traffic movements along Crow Lane. The Department for Transport allows several ways to calculate traffic generation. This includes counting the actual number of trips generated from a nearby housing estate. David chose Pelican Mead because it's off Crow Lane and very close to the proposed entrances. Using this basis, he found that the TA underestimates the traffic by 59% in the morning peak. Linden Homes will tell you that their traffic generation has been double-checked by both the Highways Agency and the Highway Authority. This isn't quite true. The Highway Agency have admitted to us that they assumed that the Highway Authority checked the numbers. Their attitude was, why duplicate work? So they assume if the Highway Authority do not raise any objections, then the traffic generation numbers are okay. So why has the Highway Authority not raised any objections to the traffic generation? We don't know for sure, but they were trying to cope with a massive flood crisis as well as looking at this TA at the same time. On 4 separate occasions, the Highway Authority were asked to meet with us, including by our Hampshire councillor and the head of NFDC Planning and Transport. The Highway Authority replied that they were too busy. So the question is, whose traffic generation figures are right? Linden Homes or David Bell's? There is an easy and quick way to find out. Carry out actual traffic counts on a few housing estates near Crow Lane, such as Ash Grove and Lakeside, etc. It would take less than a week and would either prove or disprove the assumptions made in the TA. Given the significant disparity between these two experts, is it not worth getting this checked out? Before you make up your own mind, let me give you some more insights into the TA. The application includes provision for shops, A1, A2 and A3 use. A1 being a food store, A2 a bank or an estate agency, and A3 a restaurant. Do you not think that these shops would have traffic? In the submitted TA there are no movements, 0. There are apparently no movements for a pub or restaurant either. Despite the fact that Crow Lane has a 7.5 tonne weight limit, there are no assessments of the HGV traffic that would be generated from the commercial part of this development. This small shop of 168 square metres on Hightown Road has 16 HGV deliveries per week. The pub, restaurant, hotel, nursing home and other shops will also have significant HGV traffic which has not been shown in the TA. In the submitted TA, only one person will visit the fitness centre in the morning peak of 8 to 9 am. Here is a local Ringwood Fitness Centre car park at 8:50 in the morning. We counted over 63 cars. As we said, this compares to one visitor predicted by the TA. The point is, the TA used traffic data from West Midlands etc. to base its assumptions what will happen in Ringwood. Is this really good enough what actually goes on in Ringwood? All we're asking for is for the traffic generation assumptions to be tested by actual traffic counts from Ringwood. This can be done by placing automatic traffic counters, ATCs, at the entrance of a few housing estates in the Hightown area of Ringwood. These estates are fairly nearby to the development, so should be very accurate. Within a week you would have the information to prove or disprove the assumptions made in the TA. Is this too much to ask for? That the TA is not just a tick box exercise, but is done properly. Once we have an accurate TA, then it can inform the mitigation measures necessary to make this development work, both for new and for existing residents of Ringwood.